Okay, this is a reading for Leo. I'm going to find out who you were in a past life. Okay, it's a tarot, an oracle deck. Uncover Your Past Lives Oracle. It's made by Mandy Peterson, and the reason that she designed it was she wanted people to understand maybe why they have a certain attraction to or fascination to certain subjects, topics, if they feel drawn to particular objects, colours, if they feel like they have past life memories or dreams, why do certain types of people, why do you want to avoid them or avoid certain topics, or and there's nothing really to explain it in this life that you're living now. Of course, different religions, believe that we are humans that are, we're spiritual beings, have a human experience, and having a human experience, and that we're higher beings afterwards because of it. I mean, certainly in tarot, we believe that everybody is of the ether, and we talk to spirit and we listen to spirit and we tell spirit what we want. And we believe that, there's a 5D, and in our human sort of flesh form, we're in the 3D and we're in a physical reality of sorts, but, you can have many lives and you often feel like you've met someone before when you haven't, and you just feel so safe with them and like you've known them forever. But you might have known them in a past life, or you have just a chemistry with someone that's insane. Certainly things like twin flames, the runner chaser dynamic, that can be a connection, a soul connection that needs to be lived out, because you're going to trigger healing in one another in some capacity, and you agreed in the 5D to that soul contract. See, that's why you can't stay away from each other, and but it's such a bumpy road, like full of stops and starts and ups and downs, and you don't hear from one, and you're sort of chasing them, and then you give up, and then they start chasing you, and I'm not talking about people being a bit silly playing games. I'm talking about like real drama, in sustained periods of like not being in touch for months or whatever. It's the twin flames that are cat and Jerry, cat and mouse, cat and Jerry, Tom and Jerry, cat and mouse scenario. Like, you're just like, oh my god, it's just nothing about this is simple, like, and it does your head in. But then you just can't stop thinking about when you're together. It's like insane, good. Of course, if anyone doesn't, respect your boundaries, if anyone's bringing drama that's dangerous or hurts people, physically, sexually, anything like that, that's a toxic karmic. That's totally different. A toxic karmic is someone that tends to be attracted to empaths. That's how they survive, because they're dysfunctional human beings. So that's their innate, inner self being drawn towards you because you're functional. You're an empath, you're kind, you're nurturing, but you are functional, and they need to cling on to functional people, but you get pulled into their drama, okay? And they're not grateful, they just see you as a mug, okay? They'll flatter you and love bomb you and do whatever it takes to sort of get you on board, but you'll usually see the drama appear within about 3 months. Anyway, in tarot, we believe that everything happens for a reason, there's no coincidences, it's all divinely guided. With a toxic karmic, this is something that would teach you to draw, boundaries and not keep spending money on somebody that never seems to pay back, or, don't keep getting the bill, don't keep being a people pleaser or making it all go away for them, because you're actually just getting used and abused. So, okay, an empath should not be used and abused, but in life this happens. So you draw boundaries around yourself, you break contact with that person and anyone around them. But we, with soulmates and things like this, it's a guided connection. You're coming into someone's life, because the divine's decided that something special about you is going to really help that person. And soulmates can be for a reason, a season, or a lifetime, okay? But this reading's more of a self-discovery, and it's, we all have so much to our personalities beyond who we love or who we like. And I just thought it'd be really interesting to find out, who we were in our past life, because it comes into different religions, the concept of reincarnation, becoming a higher being, understanding more and more with each life that you have. And certainly on a spiritual plane, certain things just can't be explained, that you never, I'm terrified of heights, from young. I have no reason for that. So, a lot of people believe that phobias travel through, genetics, that we're imprinted with fears of certain things because of events that have happened in a past life, or to a relative. So I certainly feel very connected anthropologically to, antiquities, classical periods, medieval periods, certain places, certain people. You just feel drawn to them, and you might feel to avoid certain things. So it might help to explain, who you are today. So anyway, without further ado, let me just do a trigger warning. This deck, and Mandy Peterson does warn about this, in order to understand why we avoid certain things or people, or why, of course, if you have childhood trauma, that would point to it. But if you're like, I don't really understand why I'm like this, I've not had any experiences in this lifetime, it covers all kinds of topics, including distressing ones, okay? So if you have experienced trauma and you think this might trigger you, this is your cue to turn off, okay? Maybe watch a love reading, or, look at your spirit animal or something lighter than this, okay? And after all, it is just a tarot deck. It's certainly not predictive. We're looking at the past, okay? Okay, so Spirit, can you give me some cards for Leo, please? Who was Leo in a past life? Okay, we've got someone who escaped imprisonment. Okay, or you were freed. We've got the Middle East. Oops, that's literally, that's a problem with round cards as they roll away. The Middle East, you had material loss, okay? So a loss of wealth. Your faith was philosophical, okay? You're a philosopher. You were widowed, okay? You were in love, you were married, and you became a widow. You were a wife, okay? We've got the late modern age. Walking the middle path became your lesson. Well, that's interesting, because in order to, it's very important to be able to traverse different strata in societies, different levels of society. And it's very important to be able to get along with all kinds of people. And if we live in places or during time periods where it's not good, shall we say, to be controversial, you tend to learn to walk a bit of a tightrope, okay? So walking the middle path, playing it safe, sometimes is the wise choice if it means avoiding prison. Okay, so you did escape prison, you gave birth, but you died whilst giving birth to one of your children, okay? Wow, I mean, that's very, it's very conclusive. I don't have any more questions because it kind of fits together very well. So you were married, you had a child or children. Unfortunately, you died whilst giving birth. You were imprisoned, you escaped prison or were freed. The lesson that you learned, you were a philosopher, the lesson that you learned was to, tread carefully, like take the middle line, not to be out there or outspoken. Walking the middle path was your lesson. That's so sad. So, like, you had a partner, you had a husband, and they died, and you had a child, and you died when you gave birth to them. I mean, a lot of people would say you've returned to your partner at least, but hopefully you had people in your life that were able to look after your child. Interesting. I mean, something like that could inform you in this life to be someone who, is in medicine, because a lot of people become interested in medicine when they, have witnessed somebody they care about, become unwell or pass away, and they want to understand more about that. They devote themselves to helping other people so it doesn't happen to them, or certainly helping as many people as they can. You might be someone who is a philosopher or interested in philosophy very deeply. You might study it, you might be a lecturer on it. You might be just someone who's very philosophical. You might have problems with generational loss of generational wealth, or you might be somebody who's obsessed with money and, making a lot of money. People who have lived without money when they're younger, they sometimes become obsessed with, having their own business, or like making a lot of money as opposed to enough money. Or you could be someone who's become interested in the law, helping people, through like nursing. Like, I've got a friend who, like, she's a nurse, but she like goes, she was working, to like help people like who are in prison, because obviously everyone needs medical help. Interesting. When it comes to money, in tarot, we often say that, you know, everything is energy. And in order for energy to flow, you need to believe and have faith that, you know, when money goes, more money will come. Okay? Think of it like a circle or a cycle or a roundabout. Okay? If you have this fear mindset and you go like, I can't spend any money, you know, obviously don't like throw it away, but like spend money with it, like with it in mind that you have faith, you have confidence, the universe is abundant, okay, and you have, you know, skill sets, you have knowledge, you have, you know, every opportunity to make money, and you will. More money will come. You know, and I'm not talking about by sitting, you know, sitting still and never going to work or never, never doing anything. But naturally, if you let go of fear and you just relax and you are confident that more money will come and you spend money, it's like a bit like feng shui. It's like energy in, energy out. You know, like it flows. So you can surround yourself with sacred geometry, because that's about how the universe is one and we're all linked to one another. Everything's interconnected, everything is energy. You know, circle can't end, can it? It doesn't have a beginning or an end. Everything returns to the earth, you know, after it dies. Like, money is just numbers at the end of the day. So you can absolutely break patterns of generational, you know, loss in terms of money. Interesting. I hope you enjoyed that, and it was entertaining, and it, you know, if... Hang on. Oh, yeah, yeah. Hopefully none of the topics triggered you. You could become a midwife or something like that, you know, if you lost a child at birth. When you gave birth, you passed away, sorry, and the child was born. Got that the wrong way round. You could become someone who's interested in midwifery or being a surgeon, or you know, someone that helps people to, what do you call them, a doula, or, you know, somebody who supports people to have births. It might not, you know, like it might not hold, and you might just feel connected to the Middle East, or you might feel very traditional, like you really strongly believe in marriage, you know, or you might, yeah, you might really love philosophy or medicine. You might not like medicine, but you might be really philosophical. You might always take things out to the wider picture, something like this. Your lesson was walking the middle path. So managing people in a very, you know, when you manage to pacify people, you're like the peacemaker. You're very calm, you're very knowledgeable, you don't like drama. You learn to walk the middle path. Okay, so I think we'll leave that one there. If you liked it, give it a like so I can understand which content you enjoy. If it wasn't for you, do scroll back and have a look at the other readings that I do, because I do romance ones, I do other like self-discovery ones, like what's your spirit animal, and what's your true life's purpose, okay, things like that. I've done a sacred geometry one, actually, you might want to look that up. I've done angel numbers, loads of stuff. And consider giving me a follow, consider subscribing if you're watching on YouTube. And please give me a like if you're watching on YouTube. I get subscribers, but nobody likes the readings. Not literally. I mean, yeah, actually, literally, they do like them, but they don't hit the like button. So remember to hit the like button, please. Okay, thank you, and I'll see you on the next one.